So should you go see this new How to Train Your Dragon movie, or is it just like a wokenized version of the original that's just worse? We will answer that question today. So I didn't figure on going to see this movie, because as we know, every movie that has ever been good has been remade in the last 10 years. They never live up to the original. Often they're not even respectful to the original. And in general, they sort of amount to a 2-hour waste of time. But this strange thing happened where everybody I know who had seen the movie would tell me that it was great, and would tell me that if I like the original How to Train Your Dragon, that I'm going to very much like this one. And I was like, that is anomalous. It is essentially a virtually line-for-line remake, virtually a shot-for-shot remake, and definitely a moment-for-moment remake. Every single moment from the 2010 movie that you like is in this movie, and is almost identical to the original. So the sense of humor of the movie is the same, and the character personalities are the same, and the plot is the same, and the moments are the same, and the sets are the same, and the costumes are the same, and the music is the same. When I was in the theater, what I was thinking was, it's like when you go to see an onstage play of a movie performed by all of your friends that's kind of a moment-for-moment remake, except it's in real life and it's happening right before you, and thus you sort of have a different perspective on the original story. That's kind of what this movie is. The fact of it being live action makes you rethink some of the danger, and makes you rethink some of the physical comedy and things like that. There were a few drawbacks to the live action aspect. Hiccup's friends in this movie, in the original movie made perfect sense because it's a cartoon, but in this movie, you could tell, oh yeah, this is based on a cartoon. There are also some actors who I will not name. I just hate calling out specific actors. You'll be able to tell that they're just not great. And not only because they are portraying characters who were originally cartoons, but because they just aren't good. I would mention who it was if it weren't very obvious, and if, when you see the movie, you would still wonder what I mean. You will not. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. So that's unfortunate and annoying, and unfortunately a lot of the humor of Hiccup's fellow men didn't really work, because seeing live action actors perform it takes away the humor of it, because you're forced to question whether somebody in real life would have that sense of humor, and the answer is they wouldn't. But now I'll give my overall opinion of the movie. It's very fun. Go see it. It's among the only remakes I've ever seen where I didn't feel like it wasted my time. For the first half of it, I was really interrogating the movie, and I was noticing the drawbacks that come with the live action aspect. And I was thinking, oh no, this movie's identical in most conceivable ways to the original, except it just doesn't have a soul. And then at about the halfway point, I was just like, yeah. I just totally bought into it. The scene that sort of won me over to the movie was probably the test drive scene with Toothless. That, of course, with music like that and with a scene idea like that, it's probably pretty difficult to go wrong. But the fact of the matter is that won me over to the movie. And for the rest of the movie, I was just watching it. I was just enjoying myself. I had a very good time watching it. And there were times where, especially because of John Pallow's music, because the original composer came back, where there would be scenes where for 3 minutes straight, I was just getting goosebumps for minutes straight. And I don't respond viscerally to things. But in this movie, there were many times, when, obviously in the quote-unquote test drive scene, and also the scene where Hiccup cuts Toothless loose at the beginning, and then Toothless pins him against a rock and stares into his eyes, and there's that music and everything and those close-ups, and then Toothless runs away. That's probably my favorite moment of both movies, because they're identical. And so you will have fun. You will laugh. You will be moved. It's not an amazing movie. It didn't knock my socks off. But it was a movie where I could tell the entire time that everybody involved in the movie loves the original movie, and that everybody involved in the movie had a blast the entire time they worked on this one. If I had to say in a sentence what this movie is, basically, it's probably the best remake of a beloved movie that I can think of off the top of my head. It's almost like a kind of experiment to see if that cartoon would work in live action. And the answer is, overall, yes. So go see the movie, you'll have a great time. Thank you for watching, goodbye.